Anna Whiteley and welcome to the latest edition of HSBC Golfing World. We've got our usual selection of player interviews, golfing destinations and tips to improve your game on the show. Here's just a little bit of what's coming up in today's episode. Jimmy Walker tells us about his maiden major win. Simon Holmes has some more advice to hopefully improve both yours and my game. And we're in Cascais, Portugal, to see what the area has to offer for golfers. But first, January means the desert swing on the European Tour, which kicks off with the Abu Dhabi HSBC Golf Championship.
The return of the European Tour to the Northern Hemisphere and the first of 3 tournaments in the Middle East, the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship often marks the start of the season for many of the world's best as they compete in the January sunshine.
Statistically, by some way, it was the strongest field on the European Tour, with 3 of the top 5 playing, I think 17 or 18 of the top 30 players in the world. It's a very significant event because it really kick-starts the international season off in virtually perfect playing conditions on a virtually perfect course at a good time of the year.
HSBC really does its best to assemble a great field in Abu Dhabi to kick the year off, and I don't think there's any better way to start the year than obviously in good weather, good golf course, great field, but really good competition as well, just to see where your game matches up and how it is going into the rest of the season. I've kicked off my season in Abu Dhabi now for the last 9 or 10 years, and it's always proved to do well for me, and I've always seemed to go on and play well after that. So, it was an obvious choice to go back there and start my season off next year there again.
Another man who also knows his way around the Abu Dhabi Golf Club is Belgian Thomas Pieters. He's a combined 31 under par for his last 8 rounds there and finished runner-up in 2016.
Last year, Ricky holed that twice, I think, during the last round, so you kind of know it's his day, and then still give myself a chance on the last for eagle to tie him. That damn ball just wouldn't go in the hole.
Making his debut, it proved to be Ricky Fowler's week after a final round with more than its share of twists and turns.
The par 3 7th, I made a bad swing, hit it in a spot that not really supposed to, so drew a tough lie. I ended up making double, and luckily it was early enough in the round that we had plenty of golf to be played, and just kind of had to suck it up and put it behind us.
Something he did immediately on the next, the par 5 8th, after finding a bunker short of the green with his second.
Where the pin was, it was a shot that I knew I could get close, and obviously trying to come back after making a double and make birdie and get things going from there. But I hit a perfect shot from the bunker, and it happened to go in.
It's a gem. It's a gem. Oh, can you believe it? Glorious shot.
Obviously one that wasn't planning to go in. It would have been nice to hit it close, make 4, walk away, but a little bonus making 3.
And the American still held a slender advantage as he played the 17th.
Looks good, looks good, looks good. Wonderful stuff from Ricky Fowler.
Definitely a bit of a defining moment making the chip there. I knew it was one that was makeable. It was very straightforward, but hit it perfect and made 18 a lot easier.
It's Ricky Fowler's day. What a performance.
And he'll be back to defend the Falcon Trophy in January at the beginning of another year of world-class golf. After the sun goes down in Abu Dhabi, you can still enjoy a game of golf. And Anna has been doing just that. She joined 2016 South African Open winner Brandon Stone under the floodlights for a round of night golf at the Abu Dhabi Golf Club.
Brandon Stone, thank you for joining us here for a bit of night golf at the Abu Dhabi Golf Club. We're going to have a bit of a catch-up on the way round, but for now, this is what's going to happen. We're going to play 3 holes. It's going to be stroke play, and I've decided that I'm going to get a stroke per hole. Does that work with you?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it.
Okay, great. Well, being the pro that you are, I think it's only right that you kick things off.
Ooh, you're in trouble.
That is on the green. Good shot.
Birdie putt. Why? I just felt like I got rolled over here.
That's okay.
I'm in big trouble.
Oh God, left myself some work there.
You can take it out for me, thanks.
Okay.
Oh, you bugger. All right.
I'm not going to pretend
You're not
that
happy
I'm
to see that, yeah. Oh, ooh. Yeah, you can take it away.
Oh,
I'll give that one to you.
You're very kind.
Feeling generous.
Thank you ever so much. All square.
All square through one.
Excellent stuff. Oh man, that is bullet straight.
That was hammered. Shot. Very nice.
Ooh. So just to touch back on your college years, you were at the same uni as Jordan back in Texas. What was your relationship like with them? We saw you together today and it looked like you were still pretty close.
Jordan's an incredible golfer, but a better person. I think he's such a good ambassador for the game and for Texas and for all of his sponsors, but he's such a good friend. Even when I picked up my win at the SA Open, he was the first person to text me. He's just absolutely buzzing, sends me a message. He's so pumped up, and he was in Hawaii. He ended up finishing 30 under par and winning his event. And I think that he's just going to go from strength to strength, which is frightening because of how good he is right now.
How can it get better?
Exactly right, exactly right. Whew, there we go.
Stay out of that bunker.
That's miles from it.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm quite smug right now, actually.
Oopsie, it's leaking a little right. Get some legs.
Come on.
Ooh,
Oh no.
definitely outside the friendship zone. Oh.
Oh!
Oh, you little bugger.
That was close. Do you know what? Because you're European Tour win, I'm not even going to give you that either.
You're not going to give me
No.
that? What?
That's karma is about to bite me now.
Jeepers creepers. I guess we're playing stroke play.
I know. This, my friend, is for the win.
Ooh.
Oh, no chance. Absolutely terrible. Your dad and your granddad were both big golfers, and your dad still plays on the Sunshine Tour, doesn't he?
My dad obviously represented South Africa at a junior level, and he's got, I think, more than 10 Sunshine Tour wins, which is quite special. And when I got to about 16, we decided, or they asked me rather, what would I like to do with my life? And I said I wanted to become a professional golfer. And they were like, well, you do realize the sacrifices that you're going to be making. You're not going to be able to go to your friends every night. You have to practice before school, after school. So I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. It's the passion that I have for the game, and it's something that I love, and to make a career out of it is the dream.
Final hole, Brandon.
Final hole, let's do it.
Oh no. Woo! You killed that. Yeah, that looks nice.
Sit down. Sit down.
Too much. Well, I'm
not
on.
bad,
I'm
not
on.
bad. Take it.
Okay, well, I'm here for net 3, so as I hate to say it, but if you get this, you win.
Let's see what we can do.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. The game is over. Right.
Thank you very much.
One last question.
Yeah.
How does this compare to winning in South Africa?
I think winning in South Africa is great, but this is just like, just the lifelong dream achieved,
Yeah, I could feel that.
No matter how many trophies I get, I'll never live up to this.
It's been a pleasure. Brandon Stowe.
In our series, My Hero, top professionals tell us about their golfing idols. Today, we hear from 2016 Open champion Henrik Stenson, who names 2 European legends as his inspiration.
My golfing heroes when I grew up, they were Severiano Ballesteros and Nick Faldo. two very different players and types of golf they played. And I think at my best I might be able to combine the two a little bit. I can probably keep it in play and hit some of the consistent shots that Faldo used to do, and sometimes I've hit a pitch or two that would have made Seve proud, I'm sure. Watching them in the Ryder Cup, I think watching Seve and Olasabal at the Belfry in the Ryder Cup, that was one of my early golfing memories, and also seeing Nick play in the majors and in the Ryder Cups. And I've had the opportunity to play with both. Given that I'm a little bit younger, even though I'm 40 now, they were kind of on the back end of their playing careers at the time. So I guess I was competitive enough to give them a beating, but it's always good fun to be able to play with some of your heroes growing up. What wasn't there to like about Seve's charisma and the way he got out of trouble and hit some of the amazing recovery shots. And as I said, Nick was always one player that, very machine-like, hit fairways and greens and just kind of wearing people out and not making any mistakes, really. So there's things to enjoy in their different games.
Jimmy would fall under the heading to a lot of people as a late bloomer. When he broke out on tour, Butch Harmon started working with him, and Butch's first reaction was, why hasn't this guy won?
When you've got the best coach in the world telling you how good you are day in and day out, you kind of start to believe it.
He said, my big job was to get Jimmy to believe that he was as good as I knew he would be.
Jimmy wasn't an instant superstar. This is a guy who really had to work for everything he's attained, and he's moved up in the ranks very quickly.
Just about everybody who saw Jimmy play in 13, 14 said this guy was ready to start winning, and winning a lot. Jimmy said it after winning the PGA Championship, that the Ryder Cup, brought his confidence level to what it needed to be for individual tournaments.
Playing in the Ryder Cup is a huge boost to any player, especially for a guy who had never done it before. Jimmy Walker was able to not just compete under that spotlight, but compete alongside the likes of Phil Mickelson and Ricky Fowler, his partner as he calls him.
I don't take anything for granted. I mean, I try to take everything that I've done and apply it to what's happening now. And I've gotten to experience a lot of things in golf, a lot of crucial shots and key putts, and you remember that and you rely on that, and it can help you move forward.
I think Jimmy was able to come into the PGA Championship without the spotlight directly on him. We talk about the big names in the game, from Jason Day to Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson coming off his US Open victory.
I think the focus was on the 4, 5, 6 best players in the world, and we readily expected them all to be in contention.
But no one's talking about Jimmy Walker at 48th in the world, and I think that allowed him to sneak in under the radar, even going into that final day where he had to play 36 holes. I don't think a lot of people were expecting Jimmy Walker to go out and win that golf tournament.
The tournament started and I felt very comfortable with Baltusrol. I liked the golf course a lot. It really fit my eye everywhere, and just continued to keep carrying that momentum throughout the week.
It wasn't head-to-head with Jason Day, but it had that feel. Jimmy had the advantage of just basically paying attention to what he's doing, but looking ahead. He could see everything that Jason Day was doing it. He played aggressively. We thought he would play it safely. That was the fun thing, to see that we were wrong and he played it the way he did. He kept true to his game plan.
It is a big deal, I'm not gonna lie. Did this is to win the PGA Championship pop into my head? Yes, it did. But you gotta enjoy that for a second, because you worked your whole life to get there, and this is actually happening. It wasn't a dream, and it was happening. So embracing that for just a second and then getting on with it. Don't be afraid of it. I think that's where you can maybe get into trouble a little bit, is when you tell yourself that, you're like, you get scared of it. Magical week, man, it really was. Look forward to doing it again.
Our very own Anna Whiteley has been picking up expert tips from players and coaches around the world to improve her game and hopefully yours too.
Wow!
She's back at her home course, Bearwood Lakes in Berkshire, and she's joined once again by world-renowned coach Simon Holmes.
So while Simon has been helping me on my game, we also like to help you guys at home. So Simon, we've had a couple of guys on Twitter. We've had Greg Armstrong, who'd like some help on 60 yards and in, and Brian Fairbrother on his chipping. So how can you help?
Okay, so Anna, first of all, we're going to do 60 yards, okay? I think that this now becomes almost like a mini golf swing, all right? Mini golf swing with a little difference. So I would say, you know, if I think about my wedges, my goal from here is how close I can hit it to the pin, not just sort of taking always the 60 or the 56 and hitting a full shot. So I would recommend to most people, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 52, which would be my middle wedge. Okay. All right, middle wedge. An easier club for me to have a sort of a smaller, more compact action to control the shot. Right. Okay, so it's not always a case of, okay, it's obviously 60, I should reach for my 60-degree wedge and try to hit it as hard as I can. That brings in unnecessary errors. So, shot selection, play something you can easily get to the target. Okay, so 52. And the key things here, I'm going to have a sort of a golf swing feeling with my arms, but my body's going to be much more stable. So I don't need a big weight shift, and weight shift really hurts me, okay? I need to be so precise on where my club grounds out on the ground. So what I'm going to do, little bit of a narrower stance, okay? I like to have my left foot a bit more open, all right? And that helps me to turn through when I've got less speed, as I have on this shot. So for me, this feeling is sort of mostly arm swing and shoulders, and I just let my lower body try to stay as stable as possible. So the goal in the address, really to make sure that chest bone sits right on top of the golf ball. Correct? That's going to be the place where the club is going to ground out, okay? Right. And once I've set it there, I'm going to stay there. So maybe even sort of like 70% of your weight starts on your left foot, and if it starts there, it stays there. So there's no weight shift. Okay. Okay, weight shift back or weight shift forward is going to make it much more difficult for me to hit the ball as precisely as I want.
Okay, so stay solid.
Stay solid. So I like to grip down a little bit, okay? 52, grip down a little bit. And it's really a feeling of sort of letting my arms go up my chest, a little bit of wrist set, okay? Come back down and really kind of keep my arms and my chest linked up and working as a unit.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll show you one.
Yeah.
So weight on that left foot's really going to stay there.
Easy as that.
And you can see, you know, 3/4 shot right on the yardage, and I've got a great chance to hold that putt.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we want the 54?
54 is fine, yeah, absolutely. So just set yourself up in address there.
Yeah.
So feel like your chest, you're trying to get your chest bone to be level to the ball. So a little bit of weight on that left foot there.
Slightly open foot.
Yeah, just to help you turn through.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's have a look at the swing. Okay, probably going to need a little bit more than that. Let those wrists set. There, that's the one.
Okay.
Okay.
Keeping it all together as one.
All together. Steady on that left foot, and it's arms and chest together as a unit.
Nice.
Lovely shot. Lovely shot. So from here, I think the focus is more, you know, what shot, what club can you easily control?
Yeah.
I think most amateurs will make the mistake of just reaching for their 60 or reaching for their 56 and then being under pressure to sort of thrash it.
Excellent.
Okay, and that can bring in errors. So stable and simple, don't hesitate to use different clubs.
Wonderful. Another fantastic tip. Thank you so much.
January sees the third staging of the Latin American Amateur Championship taking place this year at Club de Golf de Panama in Panama City. The latest collaboration between the Masters tournament, the RNA and the USGA, with the winner earning spots in final qualifying for the US Open and the Open Championship, plus a guaranteed start at the Masters.
Since we've been able to give that opportunity, and since so many of these kids now aspire to that, the level of their and quality of their play increases rather dramatically.
I can't tell you how many times we've heard prominent names say, you know, one of the experiences that I value most is when I was an amateur. I played in the US Open, I played in the Masters, I played in the Open Championship. They remember that their whole life, even if they go on to bigger things as a professional. So to do that, we really do think will be a great thing for the Latin America region.
There's the foundation here, the basis is here. And our championships are global. We want to continue to invite players from all over the world that can play at the elite level. That's got to help the game and the grassroots in those regions.
The 2016 winner, Paul Chaplet, became the second youngest player ever to tee it up in the Masters, an experience he certainly won't forget.
I think I was more nervous there than I was the whole week of the Latin American. First of all, you've got so many people watching, you've got countries watching, also all the people in Costa Rica expecting you to do good, let's say, and also your self-expectations, you know, and when you actually get there, it's very different. You don't expect all the people, you don't expect all the cameras, you don't expect a bunch of things, especially playing with the best players in the world, so it's very nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it's a very good learning experience. I don't want to think about the future. I'm more of trying to work as hard as I can during the process and the whole journey, let's say, of golf. So go wherever golf takes me. So, for example, I didn't expect to win the Latin American, and that opened doors, and I've taken those, and now see where those take, and then just keep going.
Paul will be back to defend his title in Panama as the next chapter of golfing history in Central America is written. Nestled in the Portuguese coastline with spectacular views out onto the Atlantic Ocean is the beautiful and historic seaside town of Cascais. As well as wonderful architecture and a rich culture, Cascais has become a premier sporting destination and golfing paradise. We went to experience the charm of the Atlantic coast and its special golf courses.
If you're thinking about going to Portugal as a British guy or Scandinavian, you're thinking of going to the Algarve. But here, you don't have sort of so much the classic resort courses. I mean, these golf courses are old. They have members. It's very much part of the infrastructure all around Lisbon. Amazing weather. I mean, we're just 2 miles from the ocean. And especially this resort here, I mean, what they've been able to do with 2 golf courses and the hotel being right on. I mean, you walk out of your hotel room, have something to eat, and you're on the driving range in 2 minutes is a rare treat.
The first 4 or 5 holes are in amongst the pine trees, and then it goes out into links duneland. So it's unusual for most of the people. They're not used to the wind, they're not used to the club changes. You know, when you're playing downwind, it can be a 2 or 3 club breeze downwind and into the breeze. So what we're trying to do is make sure that they enjoy themselves. We're trying to get them to get around the golf course as easy as possible. But this is a tough test. I mean, this course held the Portuguese Open, so it's no pushover.
Cascais this year again played host to the final of the World Corporate Golf Challenge, the biggest event of its kind on the planet. Teams from across the world came to compete at Oitavas Dunes and Quinta da Marinha. Business golf and great entertainment combined with the natural beauty of Cascais, and it made for a very special week.
In terms of golf, our main reason to be here, you have wonderful courses. Starting by this one is ranking the number 58 in the world, and it's the second best golf course in continental Europe. There's another golf courses like Quinta da Marinha and some other great courses on the region.
We're a golf event and we're a corporate golf event, so the guys are playing a lot of golf, but actually Cascais has so much more to offer. So when they're not on the golf course, they have many beaches, lots of very famous monuments. This week we're taking a number of guests away from the hotel for dinners at Cascais Cultural Centre. We're taking them to the Manuel Pasolo, which is famous for horse racing.
The
look at this venue, you know, it's just fabulous, Otaivos and the whole area of Cascais. And it's just been a great experience for all the world finalists.
Otaivos Dunes has hosted the Portuguese Open on multiple occasions, and the region stages numerous other prestigious sporting events.
Here in Cascais, our mission is to make Cascais the best place to live a day or a lifetime. And we cannot do that without having the leisure and the sports activities that everyone loves. Cascais is such an international city, and here in Cascais, we like to attract premium events.
As well as being a haven for sports enthusiasts and beachgoers, Cascais offers much in the way of local wine and some of the best seafood to be found in Europe. After your round, you won't have to go far to find good food.
There's a lot of things to do here in Cascais, and it's a great region to a lot of things to do. We have a beach nearby, surf, windsurf, good restaurants, good food, nightlife also. So there are so many things to do in Cascais, more than golf.
Cascais is beautiful, like Lisbon, like Algarve, like north of Portugal. I think Portugal is one of the best destinations to play golf. For me, it's the best.
Cascais is an undiscovered jewel. There's so much here to see, and it's not just about the golf. There's all kinds of other stuff. Estoril is beautiful as well. You've got the city of Lisbon and great beaches too. It's really got everything.
The area is a natural beauty is outstanding. You have wonderful beaches here, the Sintra Mountain, this area of the dunes, village of Cascais is a wonderful place. We are close to Lisbon, the airport, the capital of the country, a wonderful city as well. So what can we expect?
That's it for this episode of HSBC Golfing World, but do look out for us next time you fly for much more from around the world of golf. In the meantime, you can stay in touch with us via social media and catch more videos online. But for now, it's goodbye from me, Anna Whiteley, and enjoy your travels.